Hi, this is Sharon from Compassionate Voices, and with me today I've got...
I'm Jacqueline from Chesterfield Foodbank.
Hey, Taylor from Compassionate Voices.
And I'm Frances Hayes, the ambassador for Compassionate Voices.
And what we're hoping to do is meet up maybe once every couple of weeks and kind of talk about topics close to our heart, topics that we want to get out there, things that we know need to be spoken about, and a lot of people fear to talk about them and share. So today we're going to talk about debt, and we're also going to talk about your support hub, aren't we? So do you want to tell us a little bit about the support hub before we get into the sort of debt stories?
Yeah, sure. So at Chesterfield Foodbank, when people come to use our services, they can receive emergency food. It's 3-day supply. And they can come in, it's not just food that we give, but toiletries, pet food, other items that they might need, nappies for children, etc. But it goes a lot deeper than that. So when people come, they can have a cup of tea, a warm welcome, a friendly chat with our trained signposting volunteers. And our signposting volunteers have got a signposting toolkit, and that's got a whole host of amazing information that can help people to find out and discover what's available in the community. We've recently been joined by lots of lovely guest agencies in the community as well. They come on to give on-site support at our food banks as well on a rota style basis. So that means that when people come, they can kind of have some specialist support as well. Plus we have citizen advice at the daytime centres as well, and that they can help people with debt, housing, benefits. So it's a really comprehensive all-round kind of service.
I mean,
really holistic.
It's amazing,
yeah.
Because, it does mean, because I know, because I've got lived-in experience with debt a few years ago now, but not that too far away, really. 2011 was when it came to a head. And I did everything on the internet. And I wish that I hadn't now. And a lot of that was shame. And I was too ashamed to go anywhere, too ashamed to go to Citizens Advice. I think if something like this had been around,
something face-to-face,
where everybody was all together, I think it's a great idea. And what people need to do if they have got debt, they need to not to leave it till crisis point.
Well, that's the point of our new support hub, you see, because we know how beneficial it is for the people who are in crisis, that are needing emergency food, to access all that support. What we thought is, why not let that support be available to people before they need the emergency food? Yeah. So it's like a preventative measure. So if people could, stop a crisis happening, or come and get some advice about something that they think is on the horizon, maybe there's talk of redundancies at work, or maybe they've realised that, they don't have a nest egg or something to fall back on, because, it is said people are living paycheck to paycheck. Come in and getting that advice.
Like we did discuss this before we kind of started the video going. We had a bit of a practice run, and it's like you were saying, Anne, that sometimes you can get a bill through the door or something that you're not actually expecting.
It can be horrifying, can't it? That unexpected expense.
And they always say, what is it, one pay slip away from...
Everybody's a couple of mortgage payments away from being homeless, isn't it? And it's true, and I think that service that you provide is fantastic, because it's holistic, isn't it? It's looking after the mind, body, and
something for everybody. Because it's of course the advice is central and a key for this financial inclusion and prevention for helping people get things sorted out in terms of debt, either having it managed or written off, and also maximising what benefits people are entitled to as well. Because sometimes there are things that people don't know that they can get.
And a bit like what Sharon just said, there was such a stigma when it happened to you. Being able to go somewhere where you see a friendly face and where you've got people willing to listen is going to be massive in helping you.
Without the judgment. At
the end of the day, it's no secret that debt it plays a massive part in suicide or attempted suicide. Yes. And I mean, I can use my own experience as that because I tried to take my own life. Do you know what I mean? And we went to a networking which was about suicide, and it was a real eye-opener. Was it 13? 1 in 13 have attempted to take their life in Derbyshire. Yeah. I mean,
it's shocking,
it's an eye-opener. I mean, you like me, you've gone through debt, haven't you, in your past?
Yes, I have. I lost my house some years ago now, but it was when the kids were quite young. So I don't really want to think about it. It's something I put at the back of my mind because it was just such an awful time. And like you've said, it was the shame of it all, that you've not been able to manage your money properly, and it is embarrassing. And I think the good thing about the support hub is it's all together one thing. So I think I volunteer at the food bank, and you can see that it's hard for people to actually access the food bank. It is hard, but knowing that they've not got to go away and access another service somewhere else I think is so important. The fact that it's all under one roof. And it's so nice for me as a volunteer to see people come in and you get such a warm welcome, and everything's there so they can tap into things, go and talk about the benefits and everything. And
mental health
and they sit and have a chat, they have a biscuit, they have a sandwich or whatever, and it's nice to see them, leave, and you can literally see some of the pressure coming off them, when they leave.
It's really noticeable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something was said to me once. I mean, we're all about talking. That's why we call Compassionate Voices. We don't believe in silence. And there's some out there that think that people shouldn't need to talk and they don't always want to talk. Well, I disagree with that. I think if you've got the right atmosphere and, they can see this compassion and kindness there and understanding, people will talk. And we see that in our workshops all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
You think they're not going to open up, but they do. And it's because there's no pressure. The environment is warm, it's friendly, it feels safe. People have to talk.
Yeah.
You can't bottle things up.
Yeah.
There's no way that you stay silent because it's not good for the soul.
It's extremely dangerous. Isolating yourself is one of the worst things you can do.
Absolutely. And something that we recognise within Compassionate Voices, and we experience it every single workshop, whatever the situation is with somebody, it might be slightly different to somebody else's, but because our community is growing now, for every situation, we've got somebody in that community that's gone through a similar situation, haven't we? And it's like they help each other, they support each other.
Everybody always says as well that I thought it was just me, but you've been through the same thing or a similar thing.
Yeah. And it's the same with death.
Yeah, and there's no pressure either. Same with the support hub. There's no pressure. You've not got anybody saying, well, you should have done this or you should have done the
it's
other.
So non-judgmental, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's so informal, and like I say, the people can. It's a bit like a buffet, and you can cherry pick and take what you want from it, can't you?
In terms of the support hub. So do you want to say where the support hub? Because it was only at Whittington, wasn't it?
So it was at Whittington Moor where it launched in September, and what we tried to do is make sure that people who could access that help early, they were able to, come, access all the different, the signposting, the advice, the guest agencies, the specialist areas of support, blood pressure checks you can have there, quit smoking advice, help for carers as well. It is, so it's brilliant to see all these different avenues for people to get help, and we thought, well, we need to expand this. So now it has expanded to Brimington Church Hall on a Monday and Lounsey Green on a Friday. Whittington Moor remains on the Thursday. So if anybody does want to come and get that support, and they can just ring up, or they can text, or they can click the link, they can book online, just book a place, and then you'll be able to come. and that means you can access all the same kind of support. You just don't need to necessarily need an emergency food parcel to get that.
Just do it, because you know, don't.
What have you got to lose? And get a free cup of tea, a lovely chat, a friendly volunteer.
Don't be ashamed, because it's surprising how many people have gone through debt problems, and you know, and especially at this moment in time with the current climate, you know, people have full-time jobs and they're still struggling. So we'll just kind of finish it off. Do you want to have a little say on what's your feelings?
Well, no, I mean, I appreciate everything you've said, and I have visited the Whittington Moor Forum, and it's fantastic. Not just all the sort of holistic care that you offer and advice, but the amount of volunteers that are there and how caring and approachable they are. So it's fantastic. In another life, I was a county councillor, and knowing that facility was there was just incredibly useful for people like me to be able to encourage people to go there. But yeah, and in terms of debt, it's huge. It's a huge problem across our communities, and there's absolutely nothing to feel stigmatised.
No,
do you like to have a little say?
Yeah, I don't think there's nobody that's exempt from this sort of thing.
Could happen to anyone.
Yeah, it could happen to anybody, and I think, you know, it's always sort of from my past experience. I think if you're in a good job and you've got plenty of money, everybody's, you know, willing to throw lots of money at you, you know, with loans and everything. But then as soon as you lose that money, then, you know, it's a different scenario altogether.
So there's a saying on that the banks will offer you an umbrella when it's sunny and take it away when it rains.
Absolutely.
And I can say to you, you know, with all honesty, and this is quite sad really, but I was so thrilled a few months ago when, after a very, very long time, I'd got a good credit rating.
Oh, yay!
But anyway, just to sign off now, I hope you've enjoyed our little vlog, and just to say that Compassionate Voices do attend.
Yeah, just before you sign off, Sharon, I do want to say a huge, massive thank you to Compassionate Voices, because we do have the lovely Faye with us on the third Thursday of every month at Whittington Moor.
And she's starting at Lansley Green in February, isn't she? What's that? Every
second Friday of the month, isn't it? It's at the newly launched expanded support hub service. So yeah, we can't wait to have you there as well. Thanks so much.
So if you need it, come along and give Faye something to do.
Thank you.
So just to sign off, basically. So thank you all for listening.